Our top story tonight, some going down in November.
Wars, spending.
There has got to be something big a-brewing.
They're using geese to guard prisons in Brazil.
Does Biden know what Mexico
policies.
is? Would you scare Joe Biden? What are we laughing at?
I think Billy Mays was real.
I'm a world-class skeptic.
I don't know anything about Hunter Biden. I don't know who's big into cocaine and laptops. Why is that our problem?
Complete, absolute incompetence.
Like, who funds the news?
It's a freaking inside job, man, that the entire world's a stage and everything's fake.
Welcome back to Touch Me Tuesdays on the Veritas Road. I am Carson, back in the studio with John. We did a live yesterday. We're doing a live today, and folks on Twitter, please, if you're hearing this, if you have a friend who's hearing this, if you're, I don't know, if you see us at all, please follow us again. Our old Twitter account got nuked. We desperately need your follow to rebuild our new Twitter account. Elon Musk gave us the middle finger right up the butt, just sent a SpaceX rocket right up our assholes and nuked us. So we have lost our old Twitter following, and we very much need your support because we're poor and sad and need your validation, quite frankly. So drop us a follow on Twitter if you're hearing this at all. That is our hopefully one desperate ploy for the night for you to follow us. Now, let's talk about the last couple of weeks because it's been a minute since we've done this. And in the last few weeks, a few interesting things have happened. The government shut down. CNN is scheduling town hall meetings with AOC and Bernie Sanders, which I think is brilliant. TPUSA is putting on their own halftime show. And Taylor Swift has come out with a new album with a song about Travis Kelce's cock. I think we're in for a treat. What do you think, John?
I didn't follow any of that. So
What did you not follow?
I was checking all of my stuff.
Oh,
so
checking all your stuff.
it sounds great though.
That sounds like a euphemism to me. So the first thing I wanted to just touch on, we don't have to spend a lot of time on this. CNN has scheduled a town hall meeting for people to ask questions about the government shutdown, which I get. Should we talk about that first? Maybe we should talk about the government shutdown first.
Okay.
So the government is shut down, like everybody knows, which means I think exactly nothing to the everyday Americans. How many people are going to their corporate job not getting paid because the government shut down? I mean, this is ridiculous that people are even worried about this. The fact that it's making news headlines is almost laughable. This happened, I think, here around the Middle Tennessee area to our lovely town of Columbia once a while back, and it essentially seems to mean nothing. Like, these senators are still collecting their paychecks. The military is apparently still getting paid, according to Pete Hegseth. What's the actual problem here with the government being shut down? I think the worst thing that happens is conceptually, from like a normie standpoint, we cut some government programs. I fail to see the problem with the government being shut down. What's the issue here? Are people not getting their trash picked up? You know, are senators not getting their child whores delivered on time? Like, is that the problem? You know, Epstein's Secret Service delivery people aren't delivering the fresh hot dogs to the hotel in the appropriate amount of time? Like, is that the only thing that's getting shut down when the government's gone? I just don't see the problem. But Trump, sorry, got off on a tangent there. Trump has decided that he is going to make the government shut down unlike any other, so he's got his budget chief, this Vought guy, in charge of, I guess, saying yes and no to different programs, and the Democrats are supposedly just all up in arms about it because what if he cuts funding for trans people who play ping pong on Tuesdays with dildos up there? Like, what if he cuts that? And we need that funding. So they're up in arms about, you know, what if he cuts some of these programs? They're supposedly upset about health care, which we don't have that in this country. We have hospitals where people go to slowly die. So I don't see why we're worried about funding for health care because no one here has that. So what are we funding anyway? Trump's priority is allegedly to save the military, to make sure they continue to get paid, which I guess, again, from a normie standpoint, like, we got to make sure our borders are safe, right? We got to make sure the country's protected against the absolutely nothing that's coming to get us. China Is China coming to get us with their ping pong and their AI? Is that what's coming, John? Is China coming?
I don't know, but you're channeling Robert with that voice heavily. It's quite.
That
it's
did
quite
sound like him,
amusing.
didn't it? But I just don't. I don't get why people are so worried about it. I don't understand why anyone's concerned about the government being shut down, or why anyone's ever been concerned about it, because it's never been a problem for anyone that I'm aware of. And this whole idea of like, I'm going to make this the greatest government shutdown this country's ever had. It's going to be wonderful. They're going to bring fresh kids to senators like never before. Who cares? Who cares? Are we not past believing in this like facade that the government is doing anything for anyone? Are we not past believing that these people are actually working on a budget? Are we not past believing that they're anything but sexually depraved demons and animals? The fact that the media is even pushing this as a topic of interest blows my mind still. I can't believe it. You have anything to say on that, John? Because it just upsets me every time I look at it.
I don't really actually know like who's paying attention to this, because I didn't even know this was going on until like this weekend, and apparently
it's been like 3 weeks.
Going on for like 3 weeks.
Yeah,
is like, my only interaction with the federal government is my mail, and it still shows up. Right. So that's still going, and then obviously the bullshit military funding's still going.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know why I'm supposed to get up in arms about just a bunch of faceless bureaucrats all across the country, getting a few weeks paid vacation.
Because the government shut down, John.
Yeah, I can't remember. I was watching a Fox News video that showed up on my YouTube feed over I can't even remember what it was about. I think it might have been over that explosion that happened near us over in Hickman County. But they had a fucking like tracker going. Like, the government has been shut down for this long, and it was just counting up second by second by second by second. This is the most retarded thing I've ever seen. Like, who's
That's
paying
insane.
attention to that?
If it's such a big deal, let's count how much money we're saving with all the people who aren't getting paid, and let's give that back to the taxpayer. Let's do that. If the government's really shut down, let's collect all that money and give it back to everybody will get a 38th of a cent.
Yeah, but all of these people are getting paid. They'll get back paid.
Yeah, I know.
So
it's ridiculous.
Like, it is completely ridiculous.
I don't know if it's the terminology, or is this some kind of like weird like grab for attention or energy? I just don't understand why this rolls around every few years, all this government shutdown talk. I can't figure out a reason for it other than maybe like it's just good to instill a little bit of panic in like the boomers.
Yeah, maybe. Like,
we just got to get them to freak out a little bit and watch them run around like scared ants. Is that the idea? Like, what is it?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I've gotten to a point I can't even think of like from the conspiratorial perspective. Like, what's the point of this?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't really seem to actually have any effect on anything anymore. So I can't even think of an idea of like why, from a conspiratorial perspective, they would be like pushing this in the narrative, given all the other shit that's going on, because it's not going to distract from all of the other like major events that are going on right now.
Yeah. I can't figure it out. The only thing I can think of is maybe to try to drum up just a little more worry, a little more panic, maybe to shift attention, away from something else that's going on under the government shutdown. But so few people care about this anymore. I just don't know where it's going to move the needle. It just doesn't make sense. Even the language of this article is almost like trying to be like kind of nerve-wracking. Like the minute I go to read something, go back to where we were. It's like the president calls Budget Chief Russ Voigt the Grim Reaper, and Vought has seized the opportunity to fund Trump's priorities, paying the military. Like it's trying to make it sound like, kind of intense and crazy, but it's not.
Yeah, and also it's just like I just noticed that if you look at this article, it's extremely short.
Yeah.
Like it's
what else? What else is there to say other than the government shut
but
down?
It's like if you think about when this story has been run in the past, it's like those articles would go on forever and ever and ever. It's like they don't. It's like they're not really trying anymore. It's just like a little drop in the bucket of shit that's going on, and then they'll just leave it and go to the next thing. Because it's like I've never seen a article about a government shutdown, especially from like, a relatively liberal. a relatively liberal, publisher like
Right.
AP,
Yeah.
be this short.
Yeah.
It's 3 paragraphs basically. So yeah, I don't know.
These articles used to go on about like facts and figures, and whether they're cutting the defense budget here and the education budget's there, and
Yeah, and there used
the
to be
healthcare
like a
budget's
sad
here.
bureaucrat, random faceless government
Right.
worker on the front page should be like, look at this guy, look at him not getting paid, cry. It's just like there's none of that anymore.
So the only thing I can figure as far as that goes is one of two things is the case. Either we're just getting towards the end, and they've just stopped, trying to really fake it anymore, or somebody at AP has realized fewer and fewer people give two just like piglet fucks about what's going on with the government shutdown. So few people care that it's not worth our time to try to write and produce an article that's going to grab attention, because anybody under the age of like 50 is just unconcerned about it because they're so disillusioned. It's one of those two things, I feel like. I'm not sure which, but definitely one of those. I feel like this matters so little, we've already spent too much time on it. That's where I'm at with this.
Yeah.
I'd rather talk about Taylor Swift singing about Travis Kelce's penis. I really would. I find that more interesting than the government shutdown.
Okay.
And we can look and figure out, I think the song's called like Wood.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. All right. We can move to anything to say over this town hall bullshit that you brought up.
Yes, it just seems insane to me. CNN called Bernie Sanders and AOC to host a town hall meeting to answer questions about the government shutdown. I can't think of any two more ridiculous people to have answering questions about a government shutdown. I mean, Bernie Sanders is 150, and nobody has cared what he's said about what he said for like 10 years. AOC is clearly just a slutty bartender who slept her way to the top. So I don't know why anybody would care about watching this in the first place. The ironic bit, though, catch this shit. You remember all the stuff going on with Trump Biden and Trump Kamala during those debates where they're like, we're going to have a debate, but there's going to be no studio audience. Right? It's all going to be covered in mystique, and we're going to have a debate. There's going to be no audience. We're going to film it. America's going to watch. Now they're having studio audiences again. What the hell was with that? What's going on with it now? Why are we suddenly having a studio audience for AOC and Sanders, but we couldn't do it for Trump and Biden? Were they not real? Were they not actually there? Like, what's going on with this?
I don't even know. I didn't even know these town hall things were still a thing. So I don't really even... I can't think of anything to say about this. It's just like, who the fuck would waste their time with it?
Yeah. I'd love to know what AOC has to say about the budget. I really would. I'm fascinated. I'd also love to know. Never mind. Never mind. I'm gonna stop myself before I say something terrible. I'd like you to be proud of me.
I am proud of you.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So you got something else on this?
No.
Oh. All right.
Sorry.
Last thing on the Google Doc. Let's talk about this competing halftime show ordeal that's going on right now. I guess the regular NFL halftime show has become too cultish, which it's always been, but like the ones the past few years have been such obvious cult rituals. I think even the normies have been freaked out by them. Like, I don't know if you remember that one with The Weeknd, John, but that one was freaky. That one made me wildly uncomfortable. I think that was maybe 2022?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't watched the Super Bowl in like 5 years.
I watched it I watched the halftime show out of curiosity now to see what kind of hell they're going to try to bring loose during, which maybe I shouldn't give it the energy. But Turning Point is now putting on a competing halftime show with like Ted Nugent and a bunch of other artists. And I'm excited to watch it. I am. I'm excited to see what happens. I can't wait.
Man, if Toby Keith were alive for this, man.
That would have been
fucking hell.
Amazing. If good old Toby Keith could have sung Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue at the Turning Point USA halftime show, like 10 million dads across the Deep South would have come in their pants if that happened. right there in front of the television, saluting their 75-inch flat screen in the middle of their living room, surrounded by their friends and family, full mast, listening to Toby Keith, just trembling in ecstasy if he had sung that at the Turning Point USA halftime show. That would have been glorious. R.I.P. Toby Keith. So sad. But yeah, what's with this? All of a sudden, we're going to have a new halftime show. Strange.
Yeah, I don't know. Almost just seems like maybe it's just what was going on at the normal ones just got so freaking like
Culty?
Yeah, well, yes, but it got so freaking like bold, like just kind of in your face.
Yeah.
Culty. That like,
that's what I'm saying. Like it got
they
so
have
obvious.
to like do a little bit more subversive one for kind of like, you know, right wing America, because it's like this is probably going to be just as occultish.
That's
as
a good
hell.
point. Yeah,
it's just probably going to be a little bit more subtle because maybe they were just picking up on it too much. Like that's the only thing I can think of, given the climate of what's going on this year. Is like it's probably just going to be, you know, just like. You know, a cultish to maybe like a 7 when the other one would be like a 10.
Yeah, no, this is like the difference between the regular halftime show versus the Turning Point one is like if somebody ties you to a chair and fucks your wife in front of you versus if they have the courtesy to do it in secret and take her to a hotel. That's the difference here. I'm guessing.
Good analogy. It's
excellent
probably
analogy.
Not where I would have gone, but good analogy.
Somebody has either the courtesy to cuck you to your face or the courtesy to do it from the privacy of a hotel room. But either way, it's still happening. So, like, how does either one, you know, how does TPUSA doing it make it any better? I don't understand. But it is great that they're having a halftime. Can we pull up the lineup to this? Because I think it's going to be just delightful. It's got like Ted Nugent and I think like 4 or 5 other artists. And I saw on Twitter there are a bunch of people suggesting that Owen Benjamin and Toad perform at the TPUSA halftime show.
That was something that I threw out there.
Oh, it was you?
Yeah, I had replied that to somebody because that would be epic.
That's amazing.
If they did.
That would be great.
Kanye's, highlight duet would be hilarious.
Why is Kanye not performing again? I feel like we could have him perform that.
I meant to type lineup.
I feel like that would be great. Yeah, they have like a lineup poster somewhere that I've seen. I don't know where. I should have saved it on Twitter. My apologies. I can't believe Ted Nugent's even still relevant enough anymore to rate the TPUSA halftime show. I figured they would have.
I thought Kid Rock was dead.
Oh, yeah, Kid Rock's going to be in it too. Yeah.
Did he not just die?
No. What made you feel like Kid Rock was dead?
Oh, I'm thinking of Hulk Hogan.
Another Mandela effect?
No.
Kid Rock and Hulk Hogan?
I don't know. I throw all of them together now. So apparently Kid Rock is headlining.
Okay. And then Ted Nugent's down below.
Yeah.
I know he was on the list. He'll probably
So
there's a poster.
Nugent,
Keep scrolling down.
Yeah, no. Ted Nugent.
Oh, can we not open it? Dang.
Can. Ted Nugent.
Travis, I don't even know who half these people are. Who is Travis Tritt? He's famous, right?
He's a country music artist.
Lee Greenwood, that's exciting.
He's performed at Mule Day.
Has he?
Yes. And then Aaron Lewis, John Rich, Lee Greenwood. I don't know who the hell that is. So
Forgigato Blood. It sounds like a porn star.
yeah.
It's not ideal. This is how we win. This is how we take our country back by a halftime show. Shut up. Ridiculous. I mean, I guess it's nice that they're, like, conceptually nice that they're putting on a different one for it. I don't know. You're right. It just seems like it's just going to be more masked occult stuff.
Yeah,
we're just going to put a bigger sheet over it.
Tie it into this whole like patriotism movement that they're starting in the wake of Charlie Kirk.
Right.
And that's what this is. Right.
100%.
That's 100% what this is going to be.
Ridiculous.
So
And
don't
speaking
fall
of
for it.
such things, that's a good transition into talking about what's just all over our Twitter feed now, which are the text threads that Candace Owens has come out talking about. So I mean, can we just like play this video? How long is it? This one's a minute. So yeah, we can probably just play this.
And then we're supposed to believe that he had that dramatic switch. So he went from I'm done to like, hey, love ya. How can I be of more service
Turn
to
up a
you?
skosh more, John.
And then in that exact same day, he was
There you go.
texting people saying they are going to kill me. On the same day that he's on this Zoom call, this is a fact, this night Zoom call, as Josh says it was at night, or the New York Post reported, I think, right, that it was at night, that at the same time, that same day, he's texting people saying they are going to kill me. And we are supposed to deduce from this that by they, what he really meant was Tyler Robinson. He meant they, them, duh. Like a non-binary person or a trans person, they were going to kill him. That was what he had a feeling about. And everything else is just completely irrelevant. He just had a sense, a premonition that a trans person.
I think the other video has some of the text threads in it, but
I have a picture of him.
okay, so here's the text thread from Charlie Kirk. Just lost another huge J donor from the country with the wall, the Wailing Wall. $2 million a year because we can't cancel Tucker, thinking of inviting Candace. Some unknown person is like, ugh. And then Charlie Kirk's like, these donors play into all the stereotypes. I cannot and will not be bullied like this. That's pretty funny, the way he says that. That's pretty funny. Leaving me no choice but to leave the pro-country with the Wailing Wall cause. And the next person's like, please don't invite Candace. Might be good short term, but it's not good long term in my opinion. Like all groups, you're going to get a wide variety of opinions. That nasty free will thing that God bestowed on us makes life frustrating at times. I remember after this happened, there were some people who I typically hold in relatively high regard, like Dave Smith, who came out and were like, guys, listen, I'm super critical of Israel, but there's no way they did this. There's no way. Not possible. But the more stuff that comes out about this they, them fag, and the more stuff that comes out about the potential involvement of Netanyahu's country that he's in charge of, it seems more and more, who else would be responsible for this? Find me another entity that has more to gain from getting rid of somebody who, it seems, based on everything that's come out about him over the last few months, was starting to change his mind about how on board he should be with a country that we're, for some reason, besties with, that's committing genocide, that has all of our politicians in their pocket, that gives billions of dollars every year to your congressmen and literally controls what they do, that controls our president. Is it not? And we're just going to say, oh, no, couldn't have been them. Couldn't have been them.
Yeah. And
what's with that?
Just like how quickly the kind of people in his, I guess in his inner circle, made efforts to fucking just lie about this.
Yeah.
Like, the whole big thing going around is with this, Josh Hammer guy. Josh Hammer is the senior something at Newsweek. I think he's one of like the chief editors at Newsweek, which is, I don't know if it's a major news publication or not. I mean, I guess it's kind of significant. But he's
a news publication.
Yeah, I think he's in this chat. And it's like,
yeah,
he was
is.
going out like almost immediately after this happened. He'd be like, Charlie loved Israel.
Yeah.
Right? He was not questioning his loyalty to Israel at all.
It's
and
weird.
It turns out it's like, oh, they had a conversation about him questioning his loyalty to Israel the night before. And it's like the first effort that you make is to completely lie and hide that. Like, what is that? Like, that's fucking wild. And it's just like the idea that we have like allegedly a fucking journalist, right? That's what he claims to be, is he's a journalist strategizing how to run cover for a foreign nation. Like, what is that all about? That's ridiculous. Why is just that alone? Like, I mean, take all the Charlie Kirk stuff out of this. Is like we have like one of the senior members of one of a major publication here in the U.S. strategizing how to run cover for a foreign nation.
Yeah.
That's freaking ridiculous.
John, that's anti-Semitic. How dare you? That's anti-Semitic. Why is that? That's all anybody ever says to rational arguments like that. And I don't know how we got there. But yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. Why is the fucking whatever he is, editor of Newsweek, immediately coming out and lying? And I mean, so did a bunch of it wasn't just him. It was a ton of people. I mean, sure, he was one of the people in like his inner circle who came out, but it was a ton of people. And not only that, but one thing that occurred to me that I thought was odd is the way a lot of those folks tried to push this whole like conservative versus liberal agenda, like this whole idea that like people are trying to get the conservatives mad at the liberals, when all I heard were people saying, yeah, it's probably Israel. I didn't hear anybody super mad at the liberals at all. At all. I mean, sure, there are people who like to bitch about Charlie Kirk and didn't like him, sure. But like as far as like talk about people being upset at the left for making this happen, I don't really remember a whole lot of that going on. There was a whole lot of who else could it be but Israel talk going on. And so it makes me wonder, like, was that the reason they kind of pushed that agenda, to hopefully get people to latch on to this whole left versus right argument, you know? I don't know. But they're certainly doing everything they can to turn people's heads in the other direction.
Are they?
What?
Are they doing everything they can to turn people's heads in the other direction? Because it's like if they were doing everything they can, the official narrative would not be as retarded as it is.
I mean, I guess that's a fair point, but I wonder if that's part of like, I don't know. Maybe they can't make it as clean, you know, as they would like. Maybe it's some kind of cosmic issue. Maybe it's just the fact that things are breaking down to the point that, I mean, good luck not letting any of this get out. But I mean, yeah, you're right. The official narrative is retarded, but I don't know. It doesn't. I don't know.
Yeah,
that is a fair point.
I don't know. Nick's in the chat, and he actually made a good point. It is, you know, he said the problem is that like Israel inserted themselves kind of in this almost immediately. And
Netanyahu did come out and like say, hey, it wasn't us.
Yeah, they did kind of just like jump in almost immediately and inserted themselves into the narrative. And that kind of makes you wonder what that's about. I haven't really thought of it that way. But
Me
it is a
either.
good point.
Yeah.
I
mean, I still can't believe that there was this like lone liberal guy. I don't think anybody believes there was this lone lib who was, like had a trans boyfriend and acted on his own. No one believes that. We can start there. Like that story's obviously bullshit.
Right.
Now, from there, like, because Netanyahu came out almost immediately and said, hey, we didn't do this, right? We have this text chain. We have Kash Patel talking about like the. So I mean, who does this really point to? The deep state, Israel, who?
Yeah, I don't know.
There's got to be a rational trail of breadcrumbs back, because the official story's bullshit. It is odd that they didn't do a better job covering their tracks.
Yeah, and it makes me kind of think is like part of the reason for this is they kind of want this kind of fight, right? Is it Israel? Is it the left? Because it's like I think that they want like the shoe to drop like at some point, and when like what is going to be accepted is who did it. And I think they want that to drop. And I think they want that to drop in a heavy way, because Candace in her podcast, she said something. I watched it today, and she said something freaking weird, that Charlie came to her in a dream and told her that he was betrayed and the consequences were going to be international in scale. And it's like, it's really freaking weird that she said it like that, but it almost makes you kind of think is like, you know, maybe they want this fight. Maybe they want it to get, you know, massive. Maybe they want it to kind of overtake the culture, have the shoe drop. And when that shoe drop, it's going to be really, really significant. And, you know, then who knows what the fuck comes after that. It's like, hell, things probably will start to get biblical, you know.
I don't know. People say that all the time about all of these events, and it's hardly ever quite as dramatic as people make it out to be. But I will say, to your point, one of the other things she said on one of these videos, as she was trying to, like, argue against all the people who were saying she's full of it, was like, then why do you see people like me saying all these things about him? Why do you see people like Tucker Carlson or Megyn Kelly? I'm like, we're talking about three people who have been part of legacy media and mainstream politics. Do you really think I'm going to believe the three of you over, you know, Joe Blow at the hardware store? And nothing against them. Like, you know, I'll take all of them over a lot of other people in mainstream politics. But the point being, those are the people we're going to, you know, name. People who've worked for, you know,
yeah, I mean, Tucker fucking worked for the CIA.
Right.
You know, there is a point to that, like, I do think people who are in the, you know, quote-unquote truth community are kind of oriented towards, like, critical thinking and the truth is, like, there is no doubt in my mind that, like, you know, quote, independent media is infiltrated.
Yeah.
Right? And if you do look, I mean, you know, it is fair to question, you know, Candace Owens because it's like she was part of the Daily Wire for years, and we all know what the Daily Wire is. You know, Tucker obviously was a part of the CIA. I don't really know anything about Megyn Kelly. But
she's
like,
hot.
Yeah, but like they could 100% be, you know, infiltrators, and they probably in one way or another probably are. Right?
Not to sound
because
like Murph, but to be that big, I feel like they almost have to be.
Yeah, they probably are just serving the purpose for, you know, drumming up one side of the narrative. Because it's like, I think this story is a lot bigger than the narrative, like, than, like, the who killed him argument.
Yeah.
I like, this is the biggest, like, public eye assassination
in a long time.
In our lifetime.
Yeah.
So it has to be a whole lot bigger than the, you know, who killed him narrative. So, yeah, that's a fair point, I think, questioning the ethos of them.
Yeah, it's just, it's strange. And the way it's just slowly playing out over time. Some of this stuff, you have to wonder if, like, did the fucking, the deep Masons, did they harvest attention? Do they harvest energy? How does this work? We need to get somebody on here to explain that to me because I don't understand it. I find it confusing. I don't get it. But it seems like what they're doing. Especially with all the attention they're trying to drum up for this. I just... I don't understand it. But, gosh, yeah, I'm at a loss at this point.
Yeah.
It's wild.
No, I mean, I feel that. I 100% feel that. And...
Turn your mic.
Sorry, keeps my fucking stand.
You're doing great.
Some reason keeps getting loose. Yeah, I don't know. It's like...
Speaking of shills for Israel, sorry, we just scrolled past a picture of Douglas Murray.
Yeah, let's come back to that in just a hot second because I do want to talk about that. I don't know. It's just like I've always been pushing the talking point is that like, hey, this is bigger than just the point of who killed him. It's bigger than, oh, was it Israel or oh, was it some this leftist guy? It's like they're gonna try to push some massive cultural change off of this, some massive kind of way of life change, in my opinion. And it's like you got to pay attention to that because it's like I've been seeing a lot of this, like they've been kind of tying a lot of like Christian imagery into all of this.
A lot, yeah.
And like that's weird because it's like I know like these people like, you know, who run the media, who run, you know, the whole corporate system, they are nowhere close to that. So it's like some type of deception from the creator is going to come from this. And I think that's what you kind of have to pay attention to because it's like they're going to try to pull people who, you know, are, you know, believers. They're going to try to pull people who are, you know, trying to think of the best way to say this, but they're going to try to pull people of faith into one direction, and they're going to kind of try to use that imagery for that, and they're going to use this for that. You know, I probably didn't say that well, because I've been trying to like work out my thoughts over like what all of this kind of like Christian imagery they've been pushing in the wake of all this actually means and what's its purpose, you know, because it's like, I want to be like, oh, this is great, like this is a revival for God, but it's like, I also know who these people are, and that's not who they serve, you know?
Yeah, that almost makes me wonder if part of the agenda, and maybe this is too simplistic of me, but is simply to get more buy-in from a lot of the people who were becoming disillusioned with Israel, with right-wing politics, with the government, with all of that. People who were disengaging, because like Charlie Kirk was one of those like fringe-ish people, obviously still like heavy like MAGA right-wing politics, but like very openly Christian, you know. And so it does make me wonder if it's an effort to just get more attention, get more focus, get more buy-in from the people who were starting to move away from right-wing politics, from giving a fuck about what happens on Fox News, from giving two shits what goes on with Israel, any of that. Like, how do we pull them back in? We center it around this, like, at least as far as he appeared in the media, like super good person, smart guy, great debater. We wrap this story around him, and who better to, you know, blame for this but Israel, you know?
Yeah, and I don't know, they've kind of weirdly made him like a martyred saint of like
they definitely have.
The patriotic Christianity.
They absolutely
right. It's like, and it seems like that's what they're pushing, is this like this whole idea that the gospel gets tied into like, you know, standing for the flag and shit like that. As it seems like that's going to come on a rise, and that's incredibly like that message is incredibly dangerous, because it's
there's no such real thing as Christian nationalism.
False. Yeah, and like it does seem like they're trying to awaken a Christian nationalist revival, and like that, if you are a believer, is very, very dangerous, because it is very, very false.
You make a good point, and then you combine that with like the National Guard heading into these cities for Trump, you know, because all these people are super MAGA, you know.
Yeah,
like it's starting to seem like kind of the perfect storm for drumming up that type of person.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Interesting.
Yeah, and that's just where my head has been at with all this thing, is like I'm trying to not get too caught up in like the kind of binary of this person killed him or this group killed him, and that's the choice you have, and that's where all your energy needs to be focused, because that's what's important. I'm trying to take a broader view and look past that a little bit, because it seems like they're trying to just shove in something behind it that's a lot more subtle and a lot more dangerous.
Yeah. It's a good point, John. It's a good point. I fall prey to wanting to know what's going on with the yarmulke-wearing weirdos, because I think that's funny, honestly.
Yeah.
Watching
What's up,
Mike
JC?
Huckabee
Thanks for watching.
Dance around the stage in a yarmulke, I think is hilarious.
Yeah, do we
want to
watch that real quick?
I think it might lighten the mood.
I don't know. If you want to get an idea that we are getting closer to the end times.
Yeah? Let's see. What you got?
Where the fuck did I put that video?
What, the video of Mike Huckabee?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's down below. You were almost on it.
Was I?
Yeah. Keep scrolling. There it is.
Yeah, here we go. I'm not going to play the audio because this is just a disgrace to Leonard Skinner.
Yeah.
And I can't do that to one of the greats.
I came up with a Hebrew version of Leonard Skinner. Look at that.
Sweet Home Jerusalem. Right.
That is so messed up.
The U.S. ambassador to goddamn Israel, Mike Huckabee, former governor of former governor of Arkansas, just jamming out on the guitar for some fundraiser in Israel. And I don't know, I guess I'll have to play the video to get the context. It's horribly cringe.
Oh, I'm sure it is. Look at him.
Yeah, just listen.
Oh my gosh.
It's just a bastardization of the intro.
Yeah. Should be illegal for them to do this. If we're going to make anything illegal. What the hell?
Yeah. I thought this was AI when I watched. I fully thought this was AI.
This is
It
so
blew my
messed
mind
up.
that this was real.
He looks like he's ready to keel over dead. This is terrible. John, I can't listen to this anymore.
Yeah. But like when you see shit like this, it's like season 8 and 9 of The Office.
They're just giving
right?
up. Yeah.
It's like it's gone on too long, and they're just not trying anymore. It's like we've got to be close to the end of whatever age or whatever system we're living in, because it's like if this is the bullshit that they're pulling out, like
Mike Huckabee
like
playing
they
bass.
can't go lower. They just can't. They can't go lower.
Yeah.
So like it just blew my mind that this was on my Twitter feed this morning, because I legitimately thought it was AI. Like I couldn't believe it was real. It's like he was, like, I mean he's an old bag of shit, but it's like he was moving like inorganically and so cringy. But yeah, I don't know.
I can't believe they changed the words the way they did. That's hilarious.
Yeah, just the bastardization of one of the greats.
That's sad. It does seem like whoever's writing the scripts is just giving up. That guy couldn't even sing. It was terrible.
Yeah, like exactly. It was not even like it was. It almost seemed like it was intentionally cringy. It was intentionally like bad production. Like it was like just intentionally shit. It seems like they did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Like,
and to your point about them trying to shift people's attention and focus on this Israel stuff, this video down here about Trump finally recognizing Jerusalem as the capital of Israel.
Yeah. Well,
like,
I mean, but we'll go to that in just a second. But this video too, like you want people to like focus on Israel.
Your autism's coming out.
You want to
yeah.
like drum up your like alleged anti-Semitism. This is a damn good way to do it.
You're definitely gonna piss off the South
You're
doing
gonna
that.
piss off a lot of people. And it's just so low effort.
All of the mullets in Alabama rose up from their beds, grabbed their shotguns, and faced east. Sorry, Israel's east. I guess it's either way, given a regular model. What is it on the flat Earth globe? Faced north across the world? I don't know. Anyway,
Robert's not here for that.
Yeah.
Well, we got a model right there. Take a look at it.
There's a lamp blocking it. But
okay.
Yeah, all of the mullets in Alabama got up pissed that day.
Right.
They could sense it.
Oh, sweet.
They got up out of their trailers, put a dip in, and went to work in the worst fucking mood, because these people still go to work when they're mad.
Yeah, not nice guy rated our stream on Rumble. Appreciate that, man.
Thank you. I don't know what that means, but thank you.
You can, once you end a stream, you can. I don't know how to do it. I'll have to figure that out. But once you end a stream, you can send all of your viewers to another stream. I have to figure out how to do that. But
That's
he did
nice.
that for us, so appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Sorry about that. What were you saying?
I was just talking about the mullets in Alabama.
Okay.
Rising up out of their trailers with their dips in, going to work anyway, even though they were mad about this. Because they still go to work. They still go to work. Even when Mike Huckabee is dancing around singing Sweet Home Jerusalem like an asshole.
Yeah. I'm sure
Everybody's wearing yarmulkes.
I'm sure all of his former patrons in Arkansas were thrilled about that.
I'm sure they were.
Yeah.
Then we have Trump recognizing the capital of Israel as Jerusalem over here. John, it does make me wonder what they're actually doing behind the scenes. Like, to your point, you have to wonder what's really going on.
Broken promises from many other American presidents, you know that. They kept promising. I never understood it until I got there. There was a lot of pressure put on these presidents. It was put on me too, but I didn't yield to the pressure. But every president for decades said, we're going to do it. The difference is I kept my promise and officially recognized the capital of Israel and moved the American embassy to Jerusalem.
You gotta love that point.
Isn't that right, Miriam?
All right, he just goes on
Look
to
at Miriam.
just
She's back there.
jibber jabber
Stand
for the
up.
next little bit.
This is kind of
Stand
interesting.
up.
What are you talking about?
No, keep watching. if this is the video I'm thinking of.
He's talking about this guy coming to the White
Sheldon
House, John.
would come
Miriam
into
Adelson?
the office.
Yeah.
They'd call me.
Talking about her husband coming to the White House.
I think they had more trips to
Pause
the White
this.
House.
What do you think he's about to
Well,
talk
because
about?
he talks about like this Miriam Adelson, who like gave him a shitload of money
Yeah.
for his campaign. He talks. I thought I saw a video about him like talking about her like dual citizenship as well. Like he says something about that. And it's just
I don't
like,
know if
oh,
I watched this whole thing, but I don't think it was in here that he talks about dual citizenship.
He does mention, he's just like, oh, you like he asked her. That's right. He asked her, is like, who do you support more, America or Israel? It's like, oh, you probably support Israel. It's like this like offhanded comment.
I must have missed that in
super
there.
Super weird.
That
I don't
is
know if he
screwed
says
up.
it in this or not, but yeah, this is a really strange video, and I've never understood like how is that important in American politics? Where the fuck Israel's capital is? Why is that something we fucking care about?
How is this not the piece of matrix code that wakes up the normies? I just don't understand. How do you look at this and think, oh yeah, America is great. I love MAGA. I love Trump. Hell yeah. Let me get a hat. I just don't understand how this isn't the thing that wakes you up to the fact that the whole thing is bullshit. How do you watch this and in good conscience, like, go wave an American, or whatever these alleged patriots do, go wave an American flag, or, like, stick an AK-47 up here. I don't know what they're doing, but, like, how do you watch this and not wake up? I just don't understand. And then you have this weird picture of Charlie Kirk being hugged by Jesus. What's the deal with that?
I don't know. I just put that in there to kind of, it was just back to our earlier conversation of what we were talking about, is you just see kind of this, like, tying together of, like,
Christianity and the right,
like, right-wing populism, right-wing nationalism, and it's just, it's a weird and concerning trend to me.
Yeah, and it looks like that's kind of like an angry Jesus.
Yeah, it kind of is.
It's kind of scary.
I didn't actually look at it kind of closely, but it kind of is.
I did. I saw it on the feed
it's
earlier, and it made me uncomfortable.
It is and it's like it's some university. I don't know what Ave Maria.
Ave Maria.
Yeah,
Ave Maria.
I'm retarded.
I don't know what Ave Maria is in Florida, but
some denominational Christian university.
Yeah. Also, this is just like right-wing virtue signaling too, which I don't like that either.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking weird. I don't know how much more we can say about that.
I mean, there's not much more to say. If you want a physical representation of what you're talking about, conflating Christianity with right-wing nationalism, there it is. Like, that's your physical representation of that.
Right.
Right there. In real life.
And it's like kind of a weird violation of, don't make graven images. That's a weird graven image, in my opinion. So,
I guess. I mean, not to get too deep into like the religious weeds, but do you also have a problem with like statues of Jesus then, John?
To an extent, like, kind of. Like, I mean, this is that would be a long conversation.
This is a big tangent, yeah.
Huge tangent that we don't have to go into, but it's just like, I don't know if Christians should be doing that and making these like physical representations of God to almost worship, right? Because it's not God. And in my own ignorance, it's like I haven't studied a whole lot about that, but it is something that has always bothered me, because there is a commandment. It's isn't it the first or second, right? First is don't have any other gods before me. Yeah, then it's don't take God's name in vain.
Yeah,
and so it's the third, I think. And there is a commandment of that he tells the Israelites. So I don't know. We need to probably have someone on to discuss that. I think that would be an interesting conversation.
Well, yeah, that would be.
But moving on, we could close out with these, because this is fucking.
They're kind of related in a weird way.
In a little bit. So
yeah.
Let's close with that.
So, Paramount's David Ellison, son of the owner of Oracle, Larry Ellison, just bought the Free Press. This is old news, though, and installed Barry Weiss as editor-in-chief of CBS News. Is it not uncomfortable that people in big tech are also running the media? Does that make you feel good? Does that make you feel like it's not 1984? Does that make you feel good about the Israelite people? Does that make you feel good about any of it? How does it make you feel?
Makes me feel really fucking creeped out. And it's also, it's just like, just how subtle this is, right?
This doesn't seem subtle to me at all, but go ahead.
But like, in what's going on today is like, it doesn't really seem like the people who should be up in arms about this are, you know?
Explain.
Well, it's just like, you said it, this is old news, right?
In
my opinion, this is a pretty fucking big news story.
It is. I'm not
And
saying it's not a big news story. I'm just saying this came out
less than a week ago, and now it's already out of the freaking
I'm pretty sure
political culture. It's out of everything, it seems like.
Pretty sure she was installed I thought she was installed as head of CBS before this. Maybe I could be wrong. I thought this happened like almost a month ago.
I mean, this article is from October 6th.
I mean, I see that.
Double check me on that, but I thought that was.
I listened to a podcast about this like 3 weeks ago, John. Hold on.
A little bit more recent, but I mean, even still, it doesn't change my point that much. Is like within a month is like this is kind of a massive thing, and it's already kind of fallen completely out of the news.
I mean,
and completely out of like the political conversation from the people on the right, and probably some of the more kind of classical liberals on the left aren't really talking about this anymore. It doesn't seem so.
Yeah.
When was this?
I'm still looking it up. I'm sorry.
Fuck, I can do.
It's taking me longer.
myself.
Hold on. It says October 6th. There was a podcast out about it from Tim Dillon on September 7th.
Well, I mean, this probably got leaked earlier, but it was probably finalized.
I guess it was finalized then, but I mean, this has been in the news cycle for over a month now. But to your point, people should be a lot more upset about this. Yes, because what is Oracle's like some kind of AI tech conglomerate, right? They're a multinational company. I'm pretty sure they're worth over like $200 billion. I think I looked that up the other day. Yeah, I mean your tech giants are running the media now. Your tech giants with big ties to the place are running the media now. And people aren't noticing it. And just like this weird, creepy AI thing down here, like how long is it going to be before we can't tell on these videos that run across our screen, we can't tell fake from reality? Or can we? I mean, can we even tell made up from reality anymore? Because these look so real to me.
Yeah, like this is freaking creepy, and like you can get into a whole lot of spiritual components of what the fuck is actually going on here with what Grok is able to do now and what people are using to like bring up, animate images. It's all fucking weird to me. But to your point is like, are we at the point to where we can't tell what is real and what is not? Like, dude, we've been at that, I would say, for like the past decade or more.
Yeah.
Right? Like, what's out in the public is nothing in comparison to what they probably have that we don't know about.
No, I mean, yeah, I'm sure you're right.
Like, I'm sure that we've been at that point for a long time, and they're just slowly starting to kind of reveal that to people, right? And it's like there's probably, thousands of different events and news stories that we've been exposed to in our lifetime that probably most elements of it were completely fabricated and created by AI.
So let's pose a question here. If that's the case, let's say they've had this technology since when? I mean, for the last 15, 20 years probably?
I don't know.
Probably been blurring the lines between, made up and reality for a hot minute, maybe since 9/11.
Yeah.
Why is it now that it seems to be getting more and more obvious to, at least to the public, that like, oh, by the way, we can make you see anything we want you to see? Why are we kind of revealing this now as opposed to 10 years ago, 15 years ago? Why now? Especially in the midst of all this Charlie Kirk stuff. Why now? All this Israel stuff. Why now? All this talk about aliens. Why now? Because to me, it seems counterintuitive. If I want, all this, we talked about this yesterday, all this alien invasion stuff that's ramping up, and maybe this was a week ago, like the media, the government has been pushing all of this alien invasion, there are actually extraterrestrials out there for a hot minute now. Yet we're ramping up all this, like, you can make people see anything with AI. Why are we pushing that now? All at the same time. I guess from my perspective, it must be to just make things as impossible to figure out, as confusing as possible for people, so that at the end of the day, if you're Joe Blow, who's 32, working a dead-end job, fucking hates his life, no family, you don't know what to believe. You can't discern truth from reality anymore, so what's the point in building a social circle? What's the point in trying at your job? What's the point in going out and actually trying to affect positive change, in your local community? What's the point in, actually settling down, having a family? What's the point in buying a house? What's the point in any of it when you don't know what to believe? You don't know what's real. You have no clue what's going on out there, because we can make you see anything. And how do you fight against that? Not to sound horrifically hopeless. My apologies, folks.
Yeah, I haven't thought of it like that in particular, but it's like, you are right. That could breed a very, very nihilistic worldview very, very quickly.
Yeah.
As to how you fight against that, dude, like, the only way is to just cling to what you know is real and to what you know is truth. Number one is the creator, the system that he designed, right? And then two, it's like it's the offshoot of that in your family unit, right? Is to cling tight to those things because those are true, and that's the only way you can fight against that, and that's why that the powers that be so desperately try to hide it from you.
Whatever's good, whatever's pure, whatever's lovely,
right?
Right? And that's right there in the Bible. It's just such a difficult thing to actually put into practice, and honestly, it's easy to get distracted from that. But I think to your point, that is what we're meant to focus on. I don't think we talk about that very often, and maybe we should do a better job of talking about those things.
Yes, but we don't talk about it in the context as we are now, right? If that also makes sense, is like, if we grew obviously
does not explain more.
Well, we obviously grew up in, like, kind of Church of Christ, tradition, but like, it doesn't seem like that's talked about, like, kind of in a big metaphysical sense, right? In a spiritual sense, if that makes sense. It's kind of like talked about in the micro, not the macro.
Yeah, it's talked about in, like, church is good. We should just talk about going to church, not, there's a good thing. Yeah, exactly. I can't even think of any examples because we never talk about stuff like that on a larger scale. We never do. And stuff like this is so demoralizing. It's like not to sound like an absolute nerd, but it kind of sucks the soul out of you like a Dementor. It's like all the happy memories get sucked out because this does breed such a deep level of, like, nihilism and hopelessness that you can't even drum up thoughts of, like, hopefulness, excitement, pleasantness, good things that are happening, happy things that occur. You almost lose the ability to think about those, to recall those, to generate those. It's very Dementorish.
Yeah.
It sucks the soul right out of you.
That's a good analogy. Yeah, and it's why it's like you just have to be very, very mindful and pray for discernment when you're kind of dealing with all this shit, because it's like they're going to paint it, they're going to paint it to you on a very basic level, but, like, it goes so much deeper than that, and you got to pay a whole hell of a lot of attention. And that's 100% true, Nick, because most churches do want to kind of just be, cutesy is a good word for that, but they definitely want to, pander. They want to virtue signal and not tell the truth.
That's what brings money in.
Yeah, that's a great point, because it's like most churches, the whole 501c3 model, that's what it's there for, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is a business model, and it's not, when you get to that way, it becomes hard to tell the truth sometimes. So yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
But
all right.
Leave it with, it's just like
talking to your mic.
Sorry. It's hard to do that way. I need to reposition the screen when I have to look back. But as we kind of close out, it's like, yeah, like pray for discernment when you're dealing with this shit, because it's like it's all meant to like really, really deceive you in a massive way. A lot, on a lot deeper level than just kind of like, who killed Charlie Kirk? Was it this or them?
Yeah, so slightly less depressing. I think the move, even past like the idea of discernment, is just try not to let it suck the soul out of you, to try to focus on better, more positive things, because it's tough.
Yeah.
This shit's sucking the soul out of people. If you don't either disengage with it or make a choice to, like, if you have to be in it, if we're going to do this every week, we kind of have to, associate with it to some degree.
Right.
Making a pointed effort to engage with good things, whatever those are. Maybe I need to write down, maybe that needs to be my homework for the week. Write down a list of good things, bring it back next Tuesday, and we'll talk about those.
That is not actually a bad idea.
It's not.
That's a good follow-up to this, actually.
Yeah. So maybe we'll do that.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
But shifting your attention to less, and not that you're not going to, like, engage with the soul-sucking stuff, because you're going to have to. It's not bad, it's not bad if you do, but you have to recharge and refill yourself at some point. I see it all the time, and like people who live in this world, they end up just so miserable and demoralized. Right. You got to recharge the spiritual battery at some point.
Right.
And I think that's how that's done.
Yeah. No.
So
that's
a little
that's true.
blossom of hope.
Yeah.
To end on. A little daisy for you to pick and shove up your ass, folks. I'm excited.
Okay, well, there we go.
So, all right. Thanks for listening, everybody. Please follow our Twitter account if you haven't already. We would appreciate it. I know I said the ploy at the beginning was going to be the last one. Here's the second one, so please follow our Twitter. It got nuked. If you liked what was going on here, if you enjoyed listening, check out our Patreon. We've got unedited full episodes there. More content to come there. We are still working on that slowly but surely. I promise we are. Check us out on all the socials. Like, follow, subscribe, all the good stuff. Did I miss anything, John?
Yeah, and just thanks for everyone who jumped into the chat.
Oh, yeah.
Nick,
Thanks, Nick.
JC, Mama Nation, welcome. I completely missed your chat.
John,
she
you
said
dick.
that they are trying to usher in a technocracy when we were talking about some of this AI shit, and I mean that's
Absolutely are.
especially to your rant like that you had earlier is like that's 100% true, and that's
Yeah.
kind of the best way to do that. So welcome, thanks for tuning in, and I do see
Talking your mic.
JC told me how to do the Rumble raid. I don't know how that's set up in Rumble Studio because that's what we stream through.
We'll figure it out.
So I will figure that out, and the next time I will do that. Want to try raiding the propaganda report? Like I'll copy the link.
All right. Anything else, John?
No, I will try to figure that out next week. I will figure out how to do that because I don't see how to do this in Rumble Studio, and
Talking your mic.
kind of retarded. So,
All right.
all right.
So thanks for listening.
Yeah.
And love you guys. We'll catch you next time.
Yeah. Oh, I guess we
Son
should
of a bitch.
plug.
What?
We didn't. Monday, right?
Oh,
at
yeah.
7.
Monday, we're going to be talking about... Dude, I already forgot. What are we talking about Monday?
I think
Antarctica?
Robert, no. Robert has kind of a deep dive into like kind of the history of NASA. and
NASA,
some
that's
of, like,
right.
The occultic origins of that. So
That'll
should
be
be a
fun.
good time.
Yeah, that should be interesting.
Robert knows a whole lot about that.
Yeah. We're going to see full autism at play, folks, and it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. So be sure to tune in for that. Should be Monday, probably around
7-ish.
7 Central.
Yeah. So check it out.
Yeah.
See y'all then.
Appreciate it.
Bye.